Welcome to Haarlem, capital of the province of North Holland.
Haarlem was granted its city charter by Earl William II of Holland. Thanks to its fortuitous position on the Spaarne River, it grew to become one of Holland's most important cities.
Real economic growth came after the 80 Years' War.
In its wake, large numbers of Flemish migrants fled to the north, bringing the linen industry with them. One little Flemish boy who arrived in Haarlem was called Frans Hals, who grew up to be a world-famous painter. And he's still considered to be one of the most important Dutch masters. The old centre of Haarlem still exudes the feel of that golden age, with beautiful monuments such as the 17th century City Hall and the stately Great or St. Bavo Church, where Frans Hals is buried.
But Haarlem had another famous citizen.
On the Queen's birthday in 1911, Anthony Fokker became an instant celebrity by staging a spectacular flight demonstration around the St. Bavo Church in his self-built plane, the Spider.
He waved to the crowd below and after landing was given a standing ovation by his proud fellow citizens, who then carried him to the stage on their shoulders.
This was the beginning of Anthony Fokker as aircraft builder and aviation pioneer. KLM was founded in 1919, starting a long collaboration with Fokker. In 1920, KLM had its maiden flight with a true passenger aircraft, the Fokker F2.
The F2 had wings made of wood and a fuselage of steel tubes covered in linen.
The F2 and F3 had an open cockpit, but the 4 passengers sat in a closed cabin. At the time, the last word in comfortable flying. Anthony Fokker was constantly improving his designs, and this led to the F7 aircraft series. In 1927, KLM began scheduled flights with this aircraft to the Dutch East Indies.
There was room for 6 passengers and the pilots now sat in a half-enclosed cockpit.
In the 30s, aircraft builders began replacing their steel tube and linen fuselages with metal ones. Fokker finally adopted this development too.
But in 1939, shortly before his first aluminium aircraft came into production, the Flying Dutchman died at just 49 years old.
In 1955, the Dutch Fokker factory introduced the F-27 Friendship. From 1966 to 1991, it was the workhorse of KLM subsidiary NLM, later KLM Cityhopper.
The Fokker F-27 Friendship is the best-selling European passenger turboprop aircraft of all time.
KLM and Fokker's extraordinary collaboration comes to an end in the autumn of 2017, when the last Fokker 70 will be phased out of the fleet.
So, to mark this historic moment, we're going back in time, back to Haarlem.
Here, in 1894, on the Kleine Houtweg, the 4-year-old Anthony Fokker comes to live. In his attic room, without ever having seen a real flying machine, he tinkers with his first celluloid models. And what he imagines changes the world.
For his 98th birthday, KLM has chosen Anthony Fokker's Haarlem home as his Delfts Blue House number 98.